Hello, good evening. You're fast. How are you doing today, man? Um, oh, it's Emily. How are you doing? Um, we just started the live. It's not even a minute. Thank you for joining us. We're kind of early today. We always do it 8:30 or so, and then people don't show up too early. But yeah, thank you for being here. How are you doing today? Mm, I was even checking if there's notifications. Just this thing. Hello, Nazanin. Thank you for joining us. How are you doing today, man? It's Sunday night here in the Philippines. Mr. Marie Claude. Hello. Welcome. I can see that's French, right? Um, Hola, ¿cómo estás? I think you. I don't know if you can understand English or Spanish better, because I don't know any French. Are you really in France or some
Bonjour.
other
It's
French
bonjour.
colony? Bonjour. That's the only word everybody knows in French. It's kind of like Chinese, you know. Yeah, see, it's princess, French. Sadly, I didn't take any French in high school because I knew Spanish. So they said, "Oh, you're bilingual. You're good at it. Let's not give you any other language." Uh, yeah, that's why. And I should have taken some. You never know when it's necessary. Kind of old. I don't know anything. I only know two languages. You know, it's not like Filipinos. Filipinos, they know many. They got their dialect. They got uh, Tagalog, and then English on top of that. That's much better than just one or two. Marie, where are you from? Well, I know yours says. Are you really from France or any other place that speak French? Maybe you're from Canada. I know some parts of Canada they speak French. Well, so in South America, Africa, here in Asia, none of the countries speaking French. Uh, you only have one viewer. That's not good. Uh, Juby. Hello, Juby. Thank you for joining us. Hello. How are you doing today? Are you here in the Philippines or somewhere else? Mr. Apan, what are you doing this time, bro? Apan, this is our time usually. Mostly, I always advertise that we do lives at 8 p.m. Actually, it's a little bit late, but yesterday we kind of be having problems connecting, so that's why we start late. It's really closer to 9, but not today. Today, I guess this thing is working fine because it's right on time, and yeah, we got some people watching. Other times we don't. So how you doing? How's India, and what can you bring us for today? What kind of knowledge? Enlighten us, cause you know me, I don't know so much about India. Look, man, let me show you some of the I have today. Hey, what happened to my? Oh, right here. Look at man, I got. I went to Grandma today, Lanny's grandma, and we had some of the little chilies, the one that I love here. Look at these ones. They grow almost so wild here. You can find them anywhere, even like anywhere you go, you see these little chilies. And like I told Filipinos, yeah, some of the dishes they do put these chilies in them, but not all of them. And Filipinos don't like them because they're really spicy. And but for me, oh man, I love these ones. I'm always eating them with the food. This is you check about Peralta yesterday. No man, last night I was just so tired and went to sleep after we ended the live. Um, but yeah, I owe you that one. I need to find out more about the place where you're from. Uh, so that's why I'm asking you. You're free to talk about and your place. What makes it so special? Because I know you say it's so different than the rest of India. Maybe if one day you get a chance, we'll go visit you. Oh, and by the way, man, let me post our other channel because we did a live earlier, and it was in the other channel because this one, like I told you, we have issues with this one, and we don't um, we don't connect right away. Uh, let me post it so you can add it in case that you don't see us here because of that. Then you can find us in the other channel. The one is a little bit smaller, but some of the people that follow us are in both channels. Uh, there and that the other channel right there. Let me pin it to the right there. It's gonna be in the screen. Um, that other channel, Wine and Lining in the Philippines, that's the other channel that we usually do lives too. We were here earlier. It says, yeah, we have these kind of chili here, and then these chili are the more spicy here. Oh, so it's the same one. And let me tell you about the chilis here. They have that one, and then there's another one. I already ate it earlier. Um, but there's a little bit bigger than that one, and that one I like it because it's also spicy. But if you cook it really, you know, there's some chilies that release some kind of they're kind of sweet. Well, that's what that chili is. I like it adding it in different things, so it releases and it is spicy at the end, but the sweetness I love it. So there you got those two. They're really spicy. They got a green one that it looks like jalapeno. I don't know if you ever know, but that one is not spicy at all. Very little spicy in it. Taste, not much taste. And there's another red one that it looks like the green one, long one. Um, that one is a little bit spicy. And then what else? Oh yeah, there's another red one, but that one's a little bit fat. I am describing it because I don't know the names, and they should don't tell me the names. And if they had names, it's hard for me to remember them. Um, yeah, bro, I will do it. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, so if in case we're not here, and you can check the other channel for videos too. That we try to post different things on them, so it's not always the same. Um, what is the name of the chili you show here? This one, I don't know. What is the name of this chili? Love? Yeah, they don't have a name for it. They just call it chili. But I don't know if you can find it. But look at it's like little tiny chili, and it really is very spicy. And like actually, I'm kind of like a goat. You know, when you leave a goat, they eat the grass. Well, I'm the goat with the chilies. All the little bushes that got chilies here, I finished them all. I ate them all. And there's but they have green ones coming out right now, and I'm just waiting for them to to be good so I can uh, harvest them. Um, we call it as is cantari. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if it's the same, but probably it is. If it grows here, mostly it grows all in parts of Asia. But that one is not in America. We don't have that one over there. Uh, there's like I told you, in Mexico we got so many kinds of chilies, different names, different styles, and different taste. They got some cool taste. And the Mexican cuisine, they use them, all of them. They got, and even products. There's this salsa. Um, check it out. It's called Valentina. It's one of the most popular Mexican salsas, and it's sold in the U.S. and parts of South America, and it's here available, but only online. It's not on stores. Um, so the that and I'm gonna say another one is Tapatio, and there's but Mexico's got probably shit like 10 some famous salsas, uh, but not all of them are exported. Some of them only to the U.S. and are consumed in Mexico. But aside from that, uh, I don't think we consume from any other country. We mostly make them there and export them. And I know that India has got because I've seen it and I've heard of it that they it's the only other place in the world that has got spicy food like Mexico. Uh, there was a comedian. I don't know if you ever heard of him. Is Fluffy. He's well, he says he's Mexican, but I consider him Mexican American. And he's a stand-up comedian, and he was talking about, and that was the first time that I heard about the spicy food of India when he mentioned that he went to India, and I says, you know, some people were telling me in his stand-up, he said that I should be careful going to India. I should be careful of this and that. And I said, why these things remind me so much of what country? Well, it looks a lot like Mexico. I've been to Mexico. Uh, so it is some of the relatable things between Mexico and India. And I know food is it's also one of those. Um, Oh, so yeah, and that's why he went to India because they said that they knew him a lot, They watch his channels and videos, um, and he's really funny. Man. I love all his kids and his stand up, and but yeah, that's one of my favorite comedians that ever. And he's got that show about the time he went to India, and also the time he went to I don't know, like in the Middle East. Um, he's funny, uh, but the other issues like he was talking about the similarities between Mexicans and Indians. Says we got the same things, like how Indians talk and how Mexicans move their heads. I've probably seen that too. Uh, it's another comedian about India. It's always funny. Yeah, I mean, he was looking and says, oh, but the time because he was talking about how he said, should I make fun of the minutes? I don't know if he went to Qatar or some other place. I forgot. I watched that video a long time ago, and it says, I don't know. I was afraid to make fun of them, but then he said it turns out that they're very, they seem tough, but at the same time they can laugh. They love laughing. In India, he felt like in India, he felt like I was in Mexico. Uh, well, yeah, it's some of those things that maybe we've never noticed. Uh, some of the similarities we got. Do you watch the other video about India robbing bank? Yeah. Oh yeah, this is. Yeah. But what was it? He said that if there was a bank robbery, you wouldn't be taken seriously because of the way you will say it. My friend, I have a friend. Maybe he'll be coming online soon. His name is Tacos. He was making fun of the act. Well, he was saying that his wife, because his wife is also Filipina, and that's how we connected. And he was making fun that he does a pretty funny accent of Indian accent. And he says, you know, uh, I I know that my wife likes it when I get romantic with with the Indian accent. He was doing it in his live, and I should have recorded him, but it's his wife was just laughing. I don't know if it's sure enough. They were go because she's currently pregnant. He says, so that's how she became pregnant, because he's he was getting funny with the accent and. Uh, he says, yeah, Filipinas love the Indian accent. Well, I know that there's only like I told you last time, only in Manila. I think that's the only place that I saw some Indian people. But over here, I have not seen any. Uh, it says, bro, I have a question. You always in Philippines, you're in the U.S. How do you meet? We met online, man. I was over there when we met, and then we started chatting for a long time, and until you know, it was almost close to 2 years, and we knew that if we were gonna get married, and all. I made the plan and to leave the U.S. Because um, it was all came together. Well, I don't need to tell you how things are in the U.S. right now, and my family too. Like they tell me every day that it's getting difficult to be there for many reasons. And I was seeing it. I was looking at it, and I most of it I was uh, being foreseeing the economic problems coming. And especially where I lived, because Arizona, that's where I was living. Uh, One of the main drives there is the construction, and it was slowing down even before that. And before I came here, it was just coming dead, and right now it is. It's completely. There's no much going on, and uh, so everything just I guess came to be, and that's why I said, well, I think it's time to go, and I did it. So I came here, and I was prepared for that. Well, not well prepared because it took us a while to get married, and then um, but that's how we managed it, and that's how we did it, and I'm here now, and who knows, man. But I do wanna go to Mexico for a little bit, and but to be honest with you, I love the Philippines. I love the place, the vibes, the people, and I wish I could stay here, but it's not all up to me because sometimes, like, you know, I'm a foreigner here. I'm a visitor, and just by the law, like right now, I'm staying on my visa, and that has got certain amount of time that I can be here, and either I fix my status, like become a resident, or I need to leave and come back. Cause that's what most foreigners here. That's what they do. They do what they call a visa run. They will go out and they'll come back and they start the process all over again because they just want to be on tourist visas, and they start all over. But I'm still figuring out what to do. And but for the meanwhile, I'm kind of trying to put my roots here because I love the country, man. In such a short time, I love this place, and now I have my wife here, and I know that she loves it here, and Mexico is my country, but like I told you, I didn't. I only left when I was a kid. Well, not a kid. I was 15. I pretty much knew a lot, but not all of it. And I have been out of the country for more than so many years, and in all that time, like I become. Yes, I speak Spanish. I know the customs. I know all the things, but I think it's gonna be hard for me to 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 survive there because so many issues, so many things, and I see myself doing better here than over there. I don't know why, but it's the truth. Is it? I think you're a Filipino. Then I was this live first time. How many languages do you know? I only know two, and I only know Spanish because that was my first language, and English when I got to the U.S. And here I having trouble learning first the dialect of my wife, Bisaya, because that's what they speak mostly here, Bisaya. And Tagalog is the main language of the country. Uh, Both of them are hard for me because I don't know why. I do learn here words here and there and understand a little bit because it's some of them are in English and some of them also are in Spanish. So that's an advantage that I have, that some of those words I know the meaning, I know how to say them. Uh, but the other ones is, yeah, my wife teaches me all the time, like this and that one, but sometimes she gets frustrated with me that nothing sticks. Um, but eventually, man, eventually I think, because even English, English for me was so difficult. Um, I did learn how to understand it. Uh, I, I, uh, I remember, there's some people that they got the talent to learn other languages, and I saw it there. I remember because in the US they gave you, which is ESL, English as a second language, you had, and when I arrived, I think that was my problem. When I arrived, it was in California. California is so populated by Mexican culture that they work or everywhere, you're gonna find Spanish, and it's easy to maneuver yourself there. You, if you go to the store, they're gonna speak Spanish to you. If you go to school, they got the Spanish classes, and it's so comfortable for any Spanish speaker to live there. So at first it was easy, and it was the transition. It was so hard, but I noticed, for example, um, I was in high school, and I saw these kids from Vietnam, Korea, Filipinos, and there were uh, Japanese, and it was harder for them because nobody spoke their languages there in California, so they had to learn English right away, and they did, like within 1 year. You had them speaking English, not perfect, but at least they were communicating. And for me, man, the thing was, yes, within probably 6 months, I think I understood. When I heard people talking, I knew what they were talking about because I already learned the meaning of the words and all those things. But it was hard for me to 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 stress myself to, to, to talk with people, and I had so many problems when I was at that age. First of all, I was a very shy type of person. I wouldn't talk at all with random people, strangers, and even when I had to do homework or presentation at school, oh man, I would be sweating because I wouldn't like it. Even in my language, even when back in Mexico when I was a kid and I had to learn Spanish. No man, I couldn't do it because I had anxiety attacks and very shy. I was. My family knows, and my little brother, my brother. I had one brother that's 1 year younger. Oh man, he was like my guardian angel. He will always be on, and luckily for me, especially in high school, we were having like I think all the classes together, so except for one. Even though we had 1 year apart, uh, he he will always be the one talking for me everywhere. Uh, so yeah, I was lucky that, but at the same time, it made me get far behind on my communication skills, and it took me years actually to overcome all that and be comfortable speaking it, and then but most of it, the and still I think I feel sometimes like I have trouble communicating, uh, but right now it's much easier than before, but after so many years later, though, that's the thing with me. It's hard for me to learn English, any language, new languages, and I think it's going to take a little longer to learn the local languages. Um, it says, I know 5 languages, but all are in India. Um, well, see, that's the thing that I'm telling you about, man. That they said this is a study, and it's based on people who have more than one languages. It's easy for them to, like your brain, uh, uh, has the exercise to work in multiple languages and communicate. And I've seen it too, like people who know 2 or 3 languages. It's easy for them to speak them, and it's easy for them to learn new ones. And it's part of the brain that you exercise it since you were younger, and that's how it happens. So maybe for you, man, if you want to pick up a few new ones, it's gonna be easy for you. Uh, but yeah, for me, it was hard with the English. I think it's gonna be harder with the New York because they got so many things now. Uh, Mr. Christopher Esteban, hello, man. I don't know what you're saying there. It's looks like a lot of random letters. Doesn't look like like a language. But I may be wrong. You know, I know, like, if you show me Korean or Japanese, I don't understand those little sticks. That's all I see. sticks and little scribbles. Uh, I think that's one of the hardest languages to understand because at least the other ones, they use the ABCs, um, and over time, but oh man, Japanese and Korean and Chinese, they're gonna make it so hard on me. Actually, I already been in there in China and Japan, but uh, I had to use the translator for some of those things. Um, we got, man, I don't know if Apan, are you still there, man? I lost connection here. Uh, and then right now it's only saying zero. Is this thing working? Yeah, it's working. Oh no, it says it ended. Huh. That seems crazy. Love it. You can disconnect it for a little bit. Right now it's only showing that it's my account. Apan, are you still there, man? Or because this thing it disconnected for a little bit and then it went to zero. Now we got back some viewers. The internet is going crazy again. Hello, 4 viewers. Can you please like and subscribe? Apan says, my cats. How many cats do you have, man? Yeah, I know you meant cats, because cats wouldn't make sense. How many pets do you have aside from your cats? My wife is so busy right now. Right now it's four, and one, my male cat is ruling out territory. I think that thing it's part of all uh, male uh, animals. They will mark territory. I've seen it here with because I never owned a pet before in my life, and right now that here with the family of Lanny, they got a dog, and I see the dog. Uh, he will every time we go outside, he will be marking territory everywhere. Right? And the worst part that he loves fighting other dogs, and sometimes he's crazy. It's a crazy dog because he doesn't care when he's outnumbered. Sometimes there's like three, four dogs, and he will still want to fight them. That's crazy. And he will. And he's a little bit dumb because he will not just stand his ground. No, he goes for it. He goes in and for the beating. And yeah, sometimes he loses, but I don't know. He feels like he's a winning dog. think it's fine. It's not. Parent says, bro, I watch some days and it's like lions. And the player one, male dominant cat have the right to mate with women cats. If they want that night, they should. Win. So that sounds like have you watched those what do you call it? In, well, I don't think it's available in India, but in the U.S. there was this show. I forgot the name of that show, but it's they bring these the Bachelor, the Bachelor. So the Bachelor, it's a guy. Supposedly, it's a one that women want, uh, and because he's rich, he's handsome, he's well traveled, and all that. He's got a nice job or money, whatever. So there's this group of women. It's a show, it's supposed to be a reality show, and and the guy is throughout the show starts eliminating one by one, depending on the certain things that they make him do. Well, that's the dynamic because I never watched that thing, but I can see what it's all about. There's no big science to it, and so I imagine your cat's doing the same to your cat. I don't know what the name of your cat is, but you should name him the Bachelor. It's because he truly makes himself the crown. Bro, it's true, not funny. You should check in Google. Every animal living in our surroundings have their own rules and culture. Oh, I believe it, man. I've seen it. I've watched some of those nature channels um, where they have certain rituals, and some of them are basic. Like the birds. Some of the birds, the colorful ones. If you, I watched this in the Amazons where they get colorful feathers, and it's the one that's got the most colorful. The, is the more attractive. It's kind of the same in humans. For men, you need to. Uh, well, I guess every culture's got their attractions. For men to be attractive. Uh, but for example, for the West, like I told you before, if you're rich, if you're handsome, if you get a nice car or a nice um, career, oh, you're definitely a, a potential to be one of those. What's up, human? Welcome back, man. Long time no see. How you been? And then we got Bob. Hello, Bob. How are you doing today, man? We started the live a little bit earlier today because he finally worked on the first try. Um, Upon says, now it's very chaotic. One new black cat reached my cat's territory and he challenged my cat. It's very funny to watch that. You know what? I was checking the other day that some of the videos that make it, they go actually viral. I don't know why a lot of people love, and it's not funny, but it's true that they love cat videos and dog videos. Maybe you can start recording your cats, and who knows, maybe you're gonna go viral or have a more successful channel than mine. uh, Human says, my grandfather passed away. That's why. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. When was that? When did your grandfather pass away? Uh, Bob says, okay, being a beautiful day here. Oh, that's good, Bob, because over here it was a little bit rainy and then it got chilly, and right now it's nice, a good night. Um, but other than that, it was a good day too. Human, a month ago. Oh yeah, sorry to hear that. And I know that you probably loved your grandfather so much. That's why you fell down. Uh, but cheer up, man. I'm pretty sure your grandpa's still looking after you, and wherever he taught you, live it and continue it, because that's how they continue living on this earth, through what they taught us. This thing. Oh, Bob, I forgot to tell you, and I forgot to send you because we went to check the peaks today. Actually, we went earlier, and I took video of them. Yeah, they look a little bit bigger now. Um, I'm gonna I'm gonna send you a video because I already posted one video with their picture, and I don't wanna. YouTube sometimes they will flag it as copyright if I use it in both channels, and I don't remember which channel it was the one that I used. But I'm gonna send you a video. I took video of it. That video is gonna be of today, so you can see the pigs. Yeah, they're. Uh, how do you? Let me ask you this one, because this is the thing that Grandma told us. Because uh, they're brothers, the two pigs, and they love fighting. And today we noticed that they were fighting, and one of them has got this kind of wound on the body. Not big; it's just a small one, scratching. But how do you deal with those things between pigs? Because and also, let me tell you this. I remember back in Mexico when I was a kid, my parents they had pigs, and then they were doing the same thing, fighting. And yeah, I'm not so sure if one of them or two of them die because of that. They get to a point where the weight is, and especially the bites, they can hurt each other, and they can kill each other. They're not like humans. Uh, have you tasted lamb? No, Bob, not yet. Love, have we tried lamb? Nope. No, Bob, not yet. Hey, Kali, what's up, man? Good morning to you. How are you doing? Are you already at work, or are you still on your way to work? I'm sorry I didn't answer your text about Canelo losing. I was in the city when you sent that text, and I don't have load for the city yet, and it wasn't until I got here and that I saw it, and I didn't want to send reply because you probably were sleeping already. Uh, I'm not a big. Yeah, I used to back in the days follow boxing because of, I guess, kind of like Filipinos. They love Manny Pacquiao, and it's proven that they said that whenever Pacquiao used to fight, the country will stop working. They will just watch the fight. Same thing was in Mexico with Cesar Chavez. Everybody loved him, and back then. Right now, I know Canelo is uh, the main idol, but uh, he's not like the older boxers. He still has got a lot to prove, and I didn't watch the fight. I have not checked the replay, but he was supposed to win, so I don't know how he lost. Um, oh yeah, I forgot because it's Sunday. It's Sunday morning, so that's why you're still at home. Bob says, "Are are they both getting the same amount of food?" Uh, yes, Bob. They're in the same place and they get the same food. One of them. Because remember, we got one pick first and then the other one second. So the second one was a little bit bigger than the first one. So I guess the bigger is the bully over the smaller one. I don't know, but yeah, that's what's happening right now. What do you think about the end of our world and how it will happen? Let me tell you my belief on that. If you want my honest answer, because thank you for touching that topic, because I do love that topic. Since I was a little kid, everybody will say, "Oh, the end of the world is coming. It's coming. Or this is how we're gonna die." And now that I'm older, it hasn't happened. It's not gonna happen, and let me tell you why. It's only the ego of humanity thinking that we are the main drive of this world. Nope, we're not. We're just a speck uh, on time and place here in the world. So the world is gonna continue, man. Without us, yeah, it's gonna continue. The world is not gonna end anytime soon. So yeah, we might disappear. We might just. It's all up to us. Sadly, I don't want to be pessimistic, but I'm hopeful that humanity gets their act together and they do the right thing to overcome the obstacles that are happening right now. Because this is a problem right now. Technology is going really fast, but mental thinking sadly is like this. We're retrograding ourselves, and that's not good. Right now, any man with the power button can finish the world. You know who, you know when. That could happen, but the world will not end, and the world will still turning, going around the sun. It's just us that might disappear. Um, but it's true. Um, Apan says lamb is very good, bro. It's good for your health and it's very tasty. Here is fucking expensive. Um, I have not tried lamb, man. The one that I tried is rabbit in Mexico. That we used to eat the rabbits, and well, it's kind of the same taste. Well, from back when I tasted it, it was like chicken. uh, but yeah, maybe I should try it. I'm good. I'm telling you, I like trying new things, especially food. Kali says Canelo is done. He needs to just retire. Well, that's the thing about Mexican boxers. And it all happened, and this is the thing that I get from Canelo. He's got kind of the same vibe as, remember, De La Hoya? Well, he was Mexican American. He did the same thing. He just went up, and yeah, he was on top a little bit, but then he lost a few fights, and then he just retired. And, and let me tell you why it's a good decision to just retire early, like what you're saying, because sadly, boxing, the more you box, man, I feel sorry for boxers after they retire and when they're older. All those practices, all those fights, you can tell their brain is not the same, and they have issues with it. I can see that in all the older boxers, and it's sad. And I thought De La Hoya was one of those boxers because he retired early that he wasn't gonna have problems. But look at his latest videos and that, and I can see his brain not being as good, as sharp as before. So, yeah, that's one of the things that I kind of don't like boxing anymore. I feel sad for them. Yeah, it's a good show and all that, but we're still not too far from the Romans. um, Kali, I mean, Bob says just keep your eye on them. You may have to separate them. Uh, yeah, that's what I was thinking, maybe, but at the same time, pigs kind of do like having company, and if we put them apart, won't they be sad and depressed? That's what I feel about putting separate to separate them. Kelly says, I saw a study that said you lose your eyes out from eating lamb. Oh, shoot. I didn't know that. I'm gonna check on that. Well, I have not eaten lamb, and I'm already kind of going blind here. Like I gotta read very close to the screen because uh, it's I don't know, so many things. Since I was a kid, I would read too close, and but it's just a problem. It's a short eyesight problem that. But at night, I can go outside and I see very well. Like that's not an issue. Except when I'm reading, that's when things I get things get blurry. But yeah, maybe I'll check before eating lamb on that. Um, it says no, we can fix that by eating ants. Are you sure, man, that eating ants can fix your? Don't make me start change to eating ants to my new diet. My mom used to say that because rabbits, they claim they have good eyesight at night, and because they eat carrots, she would tell me you need to eat your carrots, and I do love carrots. Uh, that carrots give you a good eyesight, but Uh, I don't know. I ate plenty of. Yeah, it lasted me a long time. But my problems have been the last year or so. It's gotten worse where I cannot see so well up close. Um, Bob says, I've eaten lamb all my life and I'm now 75, no problem with the sight. Uh, Maybe, Kali, what if it's the way, some way they cook it, not lamb in general, because it's meat, and then, lamb is kind of like goat, isn't it? Is it, well, I don't know, you guys, because I only eaten goat, not lamb. So what's the difference between both animals on their taste of the meat? Uh, no problem, I'm joking. So yeah, I was about to start collecting ants. Maybe you could help my eyes. Oh my god, my mom also says if you eat carrot, your vision will be better. See, that's the thing. I guess it's maybe they're onto something, maybe not. Who knows? But I did eat a lot of carrots before. Right now, not so much. Maybe it's got something, but not still last year. I was eating carrots. Not lately, because here, yeah, they do have carrots, but they very seldom they put carrots on food. They don't use them so often, uh, and then not too much. But when I used to cook chicken soup, I use a lot of carrots on my chicken soup, and I think especially or unconsciously, I will do it and eat my carrots. Bob says goat is a little more gamey. Um, but I do love goat. Uh, Not here, because here it is good, but not so much as the way Mexicans eat the goat. Oh man, the goat of the soup of the goat that they make in Mexico, especially where I'm from, and Cali knows it. La birria, it's so delicious, man. I love that one. Cali says, uh, "Oh, you kind of possum." Kali, did you record it? Did you get a video or just pictures of it? Do what I told you, man. Do a TV outside so they can learn and stop messing with your chickens. Apan says, bro, goat and lamb is like the same. That's what I'm thinking, but I know lamb it's a little bit bigger than the goat, uh, and they look a little bit beefy. Uh, Maybe it's different, maybe it's not, or maybe it's just the way they prepare it. Because, uh, like I said, the the goat, I tasted it probably like three different ways here in New Mexico, and tastes the same. But I imagine, well, that's just my imagination and assumption that lamb it probably is gonna be the same as goat, or isn't? Like, I don't know. You guys already like. What about you, Bob? Did you ever eat in goat? Probably did, but do you think it's the same or is it different? A lot of different. Uh, Pan says, bro, goat and lamb is like, no, I already read that one. If I catch possum here, the police will take me to jail. Why is that, Pan? Because it's a possum the same as a cow. Do you need to be careful with them, or are they becoming extinct, or what? Why would you go to jail? Because the problem with oh, well, I already talked about it, but Collie is having issues with one of them ate his chicken, and that's why he caught it. And I was giving him um, the tip to just record it and show it to the other one because where he lives, he's got problems with those wild animals. Um, Bob says he has eaten both. Uh, they are not the same. Yeah, I mean, then I need to try it. Uh, but Colin, maybe it was something a special dish or special place, one of those places that didn't cook it well, or they did something to the lamb that make people blind. Because yeah, I never heard of that, and I've heard of people eating it before, but personally, I have not tried it. Um, I will have to see. Uh, Maybe we can make it like a birria in Mexico, so it tastes good. Or, um, but yeah, I'm curious to the taste of it. Um, the thing is, they don't. I don't think it's available here. I don't. I have not seen meat of the lamb for sale. Um, but says you say, often says, no, I will eat carnivore, but this guy listed some animals named they are going to sting, so we catch them. We, uh, so I guess that's why you guys are being careful with those raccoons, but not in the U.S. In the U.S. they got plenty of raccoons everywhere, and they're kind of like a pest because they will uh, eat your chickens and mess up your house too. I've heard of people. I heard this case though. The guy was afraid that his house was being haunted, and then he couldn't figure out what it was, and he was afraid to go on the attic of his house. It turns out he had a family of raccoons out there. um, but uh, I don't know, man. I don't think in the U.S. they will come. They're becoming this thing. So yeah, and I know Kali will not kill the raccoon. He will just take it for a drive. uh, but eat it with mint sauce. I have not heard of that mint sauce, Bob. I don't think it's even available here because I have not checked it. I have not seen it. Even in the US, yeah, maybe in the US it's available, but I have not. I've never seen any dishes with that mint sauce. Um, it says the study was examining the countries that have the highest levels of people that use glasses, and they found out that those people eat lamb more than the other countries. Uh, well, Kelly, some of those, because I gotta be very careful where I read my information. Even if they claim it's a study, you need to figure out who was saying it and why were they saying it. And maybe the study was not complete because yes, and this is about scientific data. Uh, yeah, it's easy to, what do you call the word, uh, correlate, to put together two acts together. Like, yeah, maybe because they eat a lot of lamb, yeah, that's it. But what if that those countries are not eating, like Apana and I were saying, they don't eat enough carrots, which is the thing that makes people, supposedly, from what our belief is, um, make better eyesight. What if they're just missing carrots on their diets? So, yeah, maybe the study is not complete. I will take it with a grain of salt. And just because the study saying it, culturally, I never heard of something like that. I don't know, maybe in another country, but from here to Mexico or U.S., I have never heard of that. Um, uh, Bob says cook goat with caldereta, um, old woman's tale. Yeah, the I'm gonna check that recipe, Bob. Uh, the goat with, let me take a screenshot because it's easy for me to take screenshots, and then tomorrow I will check it, and then I will search it. Uh, and especially when it comes to food, I will search it because I want to find out what they taste like, and if I can make it here. Um, my fan says, "Bro, women don't have tails." I don't know if you meant to be funny or not, but my grandma and my my grandpa, especially my grandma, actually, she had a lot of tails. Kelly says, I used to drink a lot of carrot juice. Oh yeah, me too, man. In Leon, it was a classic. They had these little stands with carrot juice. I remember since I was a kid that too. My mom would buy me. Well, they had what do you call it, carrot. They had, what is that purple vegetable? That one too. Oh shit, I forgot the name of that. Uh, and my eyesight was good, but I stopped drinking, and now I'm using my eyes. Maybe it's true. See, maybe the carrot is good for your eyes. Maybe tomorrow I should start drinking some carrot juice again. That's not the carrot problem, bro. Your age. That too, age. But who knows, man? You gotta be hopeful that you can. Let me tell you about these, Apan. You know, I was in the U.S. and like I told you, and I keep repeating myself. I was in the U.S. and I was getting overweight, and I thought it's my age. I don't have my metabolism like before when I was younger. That before, sometimes by just thinking lose weight, and I would immediately lose it, and it was easy for me. And back when I was younger, I will eat anything too. I'll eat and not lose. I mean, not gain weight. And if I gain it, I lose it so easily. But then it got to the point where I couldn't. I couldn't, man. Obviously I wasn't exercising, but I was watching what I ate, and before that was enough just to watch what I ate, but it wasn't enough, and then I blame it on my age. I said, "Oh yeah, I'm just getting old, and I cannot lose the weight." But then I arrived here, man, and I lost it without wanting it. I didn't say, "Oh, I'm gonna lose weight." It wasn't one of my goals to arrive here and lose it, and it happened just like that. So my body, the food, the things, I, I have many things that probably contributed to it, uh, uh, but age wasn't the reason why I couldn't. So see, even if you get old, you probably still get a chance to change a lot of things about yourself. Um, yes, I'm getting old. Beat, yeah, that one, man. That the beat. I remember that one. That's another one that they had. They had the carriages, the beat. What was the other one? Uh, uh, Choco milk, choco milk. They had like some of those stands. They had up to 7 different types. Orange juice. What was it? Oh, and then and if you the price was one, and I don't know why in Mexico, but uh, here too they used to add one chicken egg to it. They crack it and put it in your juice. uh, it says eat it, and then they will ask you, you want it mixed or just no like that. And my mom will be watching me eat it, cause and you went for the juice, and you will leave the egg at last, the last, like close your eyes. You when you're a kid, you don't. Uh, you're not so fan of eggs, raw eggs, and man, that was the last thing because I enjoyed the juice, but not the egg, and sometimes because it was extra if you wanted the egg, and sometimes I would pray, Mom, please, I hope you don't have enough money for buying the egg, just the juice. Uh, so the egg, whenever my mom can afford it, I will have to eat the egg, and they will tell you, you want to mix in your juice? No, just leave it. I want to enjoy my juice first, and then the egg will go last because I have to eat it. Um, Bob says you can buy caldereta sauce mix over there. I will look for it, man, and I'm gonna check that recipe that you mentioned. It. I'm gonna see it. Uh, Kali says you need to be careful with the beat. Why, man? Use because it will make your blood thinner and you can bleed out. Kali, you're giving me so many fears today, from bee to lamb. Um, but actually, I don't think that do they have beef here in the Philippines. I have not seen it, and I was never a big fan of it. My favorite were always carrot. Oh, what was the other one? Spinach juice too, and there was another one. Betabel. I don't know what the translation of that one is. Um, Kali says, I have never had rat egg. Oh, Kali, you're oh, and then the other one, the other, you can call it breakfast. It was a little cup of soda, Coke, and then one egg for going to school early in the morning. You will drink your soda, and then you close your eyes for the egg. So that's how if you watch my video about how I ate balut, I was trained. I was trained since I was a little kid for those things. You just close your eyes and sip it. Uh, Bob says uh, beetroot beetroot does not make your blood thin. It keeps your sugar low. And see, Bob, that's the thing that I'm kind of worried about here because I'm in the US. I was not a big fan of sweet things. Yeah, we'll eat the bread here and there. The only sweet thing, yeah, soda. I was a big fan of soda, but I was careful with it. But over here, oh man, I'm eating a lot of sugar for the last few months. I eat, and that's my only concern. Because and I know that I be careful as you get older that the body doesn't just uh, eat, and you don't care when you're younger about that those things, but I noticed, and I since the US I was being careful what I eat, but not here. Like lately, like I told you, I eat almost anything and everything, and especially when Lanny's family, they're always cooking. Uh, they love doing those banana on a stick. Oh man, they're, I love them, but sometimes uh, we get two or three, and then Lanny brings coffee and then bread with sugar, and I can tell that I'm eating a lot of sugar lately. Um, but maybe I need that bit to keep my sugar down, because it might not be a problem right now, but I'm fearful of it. Uh, I'm half asleep, so don't pay too much attention to my advice this morning. Oh, Kali, man. Uh, but I'm gonna check on the lamp too, because now you got me curious if it's true that they're gonna make you blind. Um, Kali, but the very speed. Oh, this is the same thing. Okay. Um, uh, take beer break. You mean you need to go to the bathroom, Bob? Kind of says my sugar drops down to like 50% at night to believe I will be in my sleep one day. And I never felt um, the only problem that I did have in the U.S. and then it got better here too is my kidneys. Oh man, because like I told you, since I was a kid, I was so much of a fan of soda, especially Coke. And and you know how we talked about this thing the other day about the sugar in the soft drinks in the U.S. That synthetic sugar that they put in there, we can tell it's not the original, and you can tell the difference. And tell you're not gonna tell me like in Mexico they use real sugar cane on the sodas, and you can tell the taste. It tastes different. And same thing here in Philippines, they use real sugar. So for me in the US, it was affecting me so bad on my kidneys. I felt the pain on my kidneys every time that I would, and that's the only way I was stopping to drink soda, because I felt the pain on my kidneys. And but it wasn't. I wasn't having those issues of feeling low or high on sugar. Never did that, but I'm afraid of it because like I said, I was always drinking soda, even though I don't feel like my problem was bad back then, but they might turn bad here because I do eat a lot of sugary stuff here, a lot of sweet things. Um, but when you get old, you need to be careful what you eat. Um, Because I read a study that said beets can make you bleed out because your blood will not clot. Um, that's true, but at the same time, um, it's one thing with the other, Kali. Because I'm gonna share something with you. My dad, he had a stroke. When was this? About 5 years ago, something like that. I cannot remember the exact year. So, you know how strokes happen because your blood and what do you call it, those things, and then after that, the thing that they prescribed him was blood thinners. uh, from medicine to even because they say aspirin is also a blood thinner. And whenever he didn't have his medicine, he could just take aspirin for it as a blood thinner because he was on the risk of having another stroke again. So he's on that medication. Um, so see, it's one thing with the other. It's once you get older, you need to be on balance with all everything. Some things will be good, some things will be too bad. But the thing about what I think makes the difference is uh, we know that vegetables and fruits, they're natural things. There's no reason why they should affecting you because I don't, they just want to make you afraid of something. And I don't think it's that, but yeah, you gotta be careful because you cannot be drinking it every day. But I mean, something moderate, like probably once or twice a week, not every day. Uh, I think that also will be good. Like for my dad, who needs to be thinning his blood. So uh, it's like I said, I mean, one thing with the other, and balance everything because you cannot one way or the other. Uh, as I started, they said eggs give you bad cholesterol, but now they said it's not bad cholesterol, it's actually good cholesterol. So now I don't eat 5 eggs, I will eat three just to make sure. See, that's the thing I tell you about, man. Don't be afraid of natural things. 'Cause look at me, man. I my mom, and let me tell you, sometimes it will be just the egg. You said you never ate the raw egg. Sometimes it was just that a raw egg before going to school when I was a kid. They put it in a spoon, and at least to make it a little bit better for us, we put a little bit salt and lemon, and there you go. And that's it. That's all we ate. And none of my siblings, because it was not just me, it was my siblings, my cousins, who had the same diet back then, and we never had cholesterol. Uh, uh, and it's crazy. Yeah, maybe just moderate your diet. Don't go too much because yeah, just because it's good doesn't mean it's not gonna make you sick. It's kind of like medicine. Medicine is good for medicine. I mean, for curing something. But if you take too much of it, yeah, well, it will affect you. Same thing with food, especially foods. The ones that are natural and like that, I don't see anything wrong with them. Yeah, maybe if you eat too much of it, yeah, probably can cause something, but uh, not everything, man. Don't be afraid of it. Um, but yeah, I guess once you get older, everything makes you afraid. Even I, like, oh man, like I told you, I'm afraid of the right now. I'm afraid of the sweet things because I keep eating so much, and I'm afraid of becoming diabetic. I've heard, I've seen, and I experienced with my family, my own family, diabetes. Oh man, it's tough, and then uh, the well, it depends on once you find out that you're becoming diabetic, how you take care of yourself is what matters. Because some people don't take care of themselves and they just don't care, and then but others are, if you wanna have a long life, you still take care of yourself, and yeah, it's not so bad. You can manage it, but when it gets to a point where it's horrible, yeah, man, it's something that um, it's kind of like cancer, but slower. It's horrible, but at the same time, not so bad as cancer. They got the differences, but it's a little bit like that. Um, One thing that I'm afraid of is diabetes can cause you blindness. That's the real thing about going blind when you become diabetic. Diabetic because you can lose your eyes having one of those um, high sugar rushes that you get, I do love, even if I'm not uh, having perfect eyesight anymore, but I still you know, I think seeing is one of those precious things about life that makes you, at least enjoy it. And then for me, it will be hard. Like, you get all you think about all those possibilities. What if I lose my eyesight? And oh, man, it will be hard for me to deal with that. So yeah, that's why one of the reasons why I'm careful what I want to eat every day. It says I need coffee and donuts this morning. Bob says beat these not blood thinners. Just Google it. Yeah, Bob, I will check it, but still, I'm not gonna start. Well, I don't need it. To be honest with you, I don't need it here because I don't see it. And what I do now that we've been talking about it, I do crave some carrot juice, and especially because well, we said that carrots will return your eyesight. So who knows? Maybe it will. I'm gonna check on that now. I'm gonna use myself as a guinea pig. I'm gonna drink a lot of carrot juice to check if it's true or not. I will tell you guys. Um, Robert, my brain is half empty right now. I'm not fully awake. My studies are off a little bit. Yeah, Colleen. I think you were like a fan asking what do I believe about the end of the world. Maybe that's where your brain started just going off the rails and telling us all these studies that is gonna end us as humanity one by one. Well, yeah, man. It's nice to take care of ourselves because because I know we don't appreciate our bodies all the time. We always eat, and especially when we're older, we're like I know my parents. My parents, oh man, they sometimes they gotta be on a diet, but they still wanna eat certain things, and the doctors tell them not to eat, but they still go at it. And then, but they're at that age where, and it's not a big deal if you give yourself some of that food that you crave, even though you know it's bad for you. I saw a study that said you must wait 6 months for carrot juice to become effective. Holly, are you certain, or you just, or let me tell you this about Filipinos. Uh, uh, I was, they are very superstitious, and I know sometimes I just laugh and smile because sometimes it makes no sense for me, but at least it's not something crazy. Some of the things that they believe in. Let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you one example. Uh, my wife, since I arrived, she tells me every time it rains, if it rains and I get wet, she's like, go take a shower because if you don't shower, you're gonna get sick. I'm like, it's water, and you want me to use more water. I think, well, the water from the rain is not cold, and then if, and Colin probably knows this. Like, I in the U.S., we are so used to. I wouldn't even in the Phoenix area, even if it's hot, I would take hot showers. And over here is that's another thing that it was hard for me to adapt the cold showers, but I needed it. I had to, and I wanted to adapt to cold showers. And I tell her, so if I I was in the rain, which is not so cold, and actually for me it's nice. And then you want me to take a cold shower? I think I'm gonna get. There's more chances that I'm gonna get sick from a cold shower than from the rain shower. And for her, I don't know if it's a mental or something, but she does get sick when she gets wet from the rain, um, and if she doesn't take a shower, she gets sick. And I've seen her. She gets temperature, high temperature. She gets a little bit of fever, and I say, oh, it's true. But whenever I go out, then I make a fan that she's like, you're gonna go home and take a shower. Nope, because I'm not Filipino. I'm not gonna get sick, and I don't get sick. Um, so those are the things um, that sometimes you believe in. Sometimes probably are so deep in your brain, maybe affect you, and it changes you into what you wanna believe, and I knew that before, and you know now more than ever, I believe in something that is, I don't know if you guys ever read a book called The Power of the Mind. Oh man, it's an interesting book, um, and and that's the thing that sometimes books you read it, but it's hard to translate that into and put it into your life, and especially when you're talking about something about how you control your mind. Yeah, you think you imagine things, but how can you make it happen? Uh, and even when you read it, even when you see examples of people uh, having the will and the power from for it's amazing the power of the brain and the power of the mind. Um, and let's say it is study after study, they show that uh, there's certain power on your brain that can change things, not just internally, but the way you perceive yourself and perceive others. And that's the thing that I believe it, but now more than ever because you can do it. You can, keep doing certain things that will connect you to that source of power that your brain has uh, to change certain things from from problems that you're having in your body to mental thinking. Because uh, I experience it. I also like I was talking to a fan before. I was saying since I was a young, oh man, you guys wouldn't even recognize me when I was a kid. I was afraid of speaking to people. I was afraid to communicating. I was very shy to even saying words. I was one of those shy kids that wouldn't talk to people for nothing. And then little by little, I started uh, changing myself. And now look at me, I'm here. Um, said, I'm sorry, guys, I missed a few of your messages. Fan says 6 months for carrots juice. Bro, drink liquor. You can get it fixed in 20 minutes. Fan, the liquor. I think if these I deep sea that there's what do you call it in the U.S. Moonshine. Moonshine in the U.S. If it's not done properly, it will make you blind, man. That did make a lot of people blind back in the dry years. That I do know about that. The night be just making up my studies. Oh God. Yeah, maybe you're the one of those people that love making people afraid of everything. Okay, I have to go now. Reimmerse that is good night. All right, Kali, have a good day, man. Thank you for stopping by, and thank you for what you did early, man. Thank you for that. Bob says, I can assure you the power of the moraine is enormous. Yeah, man. I've seen it and I've heard of it. Like, some people that they go to the doctors and from cancer patients to many illnesses, what they I was watching this case of a person who had a back injury and they were not hopeful for the guy to walk again. The guy didn't take it. Like, and see, that's the thing. And this is what's happening in the US right now. I see it there in Phoenix because in Phoenix, you have some of the most technological advanced hospitals in the country. I'm not gonna say but you got many. You have a lot of hospitals, and you even on the titles. It used to be years ago that you will tell a patient, "Oh, you had cancer," and that was like a death sentence to the person, to the patient. And nowadays, the, they're even renaming it. Those hospitals are there's a cure for almost most of all the type of cancers there are, and so the mentality is changing even within the um, community of doctors, because back then it was like a death sentence to people hearing that they had cancer, and nowadays, and it's what last 20 years that this has been happening, and you know it all happened because people started getting better with this, with that medicine, everything. But the first few cases, it was the mind that people said, I'm not gonna accept it, I'm gonna get over it, and they did, and that's how. I think patients were the ones that started changing the mind of doctors, because doctors will think, oh, cancer is terminal. Cancer is don't they don't you don't come back from cancer, but it's not true, man. But that's how it starts. And lately, I've seen studies and I've heard cases, and even in Mexico, from HIV. People who were testing positive, and then they went through some programs. I don't know for sure, but that they said in the claims are that they're negative now, and that's how things happen. Same thing is happening to HIV, and it's people that don't accept that that's the end of it, and it starts with that, with the power of the mind. That I'm not gonna accept it, and I'm not gonna say that it's over, uh, and that's why I believe it's what's happening, and it should happen. Um, Rosa's moonshine is made from corn. Um, uh, well, Bob, in the U.S., moonshine was popular because of back in the was it 20s, all those years of the um, the government prohibit the prohibition years, uh, and there were a bunch of things going on, from people running to Mexico for drinks and to Canada. Back in those days, the people were the other way around. Instead of going to the US, they were going back to Mexico or to Canada for liquor. But yeah, there was some of the stuff going on, and that's where I've read the topic that moonshine was making people, and then a lot of explosions too, because you gotta be careful doing moonshine. Um, Made There was terrible news about Charlie Kirk. Well, I beat cancer in both lungs. Yeah, Bob, and you know that's the thing, and you know, I don't know how long you got with. I know you mentioned it before, but you know, back. I remember probably should back in the 90s. No, no, back in the 90s when it started. But from the 80s, if you ever heard that you had cancer, it was due to just give up. You were not given any chance of survival back then. But yeah, technology and the part of the money. Right now, people get it and they says no, it all starts with the doctors. They say, well, you have it, and prevention is one of the things, and then therapies. Uh, they're so advanced nowadays, and that's the thing where we are right now. And hopefully, like I said, we still have certain cancers that they're not supposedly curable yet, but it's getting there. And it all starts with prevention. Like you know, right now in most developed countries, they say come for your checkup because the earlier you check yourself and the earlier you find out, the best chances you got to beating it. And you know, it's about that. It's about finding out earlier so you can do something about it, and your chances of surviving it are much better than leaving it up to chance. So, uh, but I say it all started like that with the power of the mind, no patience, no giving up, not saying. And I know doctors do medicine wasn't gonna just give up and say, oh, it's non-curable. No, but it's the part of the mind that you know with everything we see it. That's the thing about. It's kind of like somebody one time I read the story about um, Disney uh, because Disney he had the Disneyland in his mind and he started working on it the park and he bought the land, he started the construction, but he died. Sadly, he died before the construction was finalized. And then people, I don't know if it's true. Somebody told me about it that the widow of Mr. Disney, she was there, and they were telling, oh, it's sad that your husband didn't get to see Disneyland. He says, no, he did see it. He saw it in his mind. It was in his mind all the time. You guys are the first one to see it now. And it's true. Sometimes the inventions, things that you want to do, things that people they're not seeing it, but they're there. It's all about you just channeling your energy into making them real, and that's how it works. That's the power of your mind, translating your dreams and your things into reality. And and again, it's the magic of it. Um, yeah, I was a death sentence back then. Uh, well, yeah, man. So you know, that's all the thing that I love those kind of topics because I've read and a lot of things, man, that I went through personally. Um, I wouldn't end tonight if I tell you. Uh, but you know, sadly, man, it's kind of late. My wife already fell asleep like always. She goes to sleep so early. But I'm gonna end the live, man. It's a little bit late and everybody's got to rest. I know they can hear me, and I'm gonna let them sleep. But yeah, thank you, Bob. And I will send you tomorrow that video. If I don't text me, send me an email just to say hi. Then I'll take. Because sometimes I forget, man. My mind is sometimes so forgetful. I got so many things going on at the same time. Um, I will try to send you that video of the pigs, how they look today. We took video today of them. Um, but yeah, man, have a good night too, because I know you're late over there in Australia. And we'll be back tomorrow if you get a chance. We'll see you here. And whoever still is online, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you back tomorrow. Uh, yeah, man, that's the thing. Always stay positive no matter what. Uh, Life continues one way or the other. That's for certain. And I can tell you, like I tell you, if I could tell you, I know sound crazy, but there are my experiences, and every man is got their own experience. But there are certain things that I can tell you. I saw, I watched, and I experienced myself that life doesn't end here. It's just one step of a bigger life ahead of us, and that's why we can remain positive. And whatever time we got here, we need to make the best of it. And with that thought, I'm gonna end this live. Thank you, and have a good night, man. We'll see you again. Bye.